Hi guys, Bricknut here, and as you can see I've got a rather interesting review to do here. This is set 8455 and it's called the Backhoe Loader. It was released in 2003 and came with 703 pieces, and it retailed for $100 US. And in pounds it would have retailed for about the same, £100, something like that. Now I got this from a friend of mine who rescued it from, rescued it with 4 other boxes. Yes, this does have its box, from the local recycling centre. Unfortunately, none of the sets were complete, including this one. There was a tow truck, but I can't remember the set number. There was a Lego Racers set that did have the controller, the battery pack, and the motors, but I don't know if it's complete with anything else. I haven't actually checked that one. And one called Power Puller, which, from what I've found out online, on a Technic's Lego Technic Facebook group I'm on, seems to be quite an expensive set, but sadly there was virtually none of it in the box. Very little of it was in the box, but I did manage to use, between the incomplete sets and my own small batch of Technic, because I don't actually have a great deal, I did manage to complete the backhoe. There is a couple of parts I've substituted for a different colour because I didn't have them. So if I just pick you up for a moment, if you look under here, this support here is black and it is meant to be dark grey like this one, but I only had one, so I just substituted them for 2 black, so at least I have got a matching pair on there. And the other one isn't really noticeable. You've got this little yellow piece in here. The other side I've got a grey one. I should have put a grey one this side. It is meant to be yellow, but that's the only yellow piece I've got. But I'm sort of thinking now I should have put a grey one in there, but it's not really noticeable, so I'm not too fussed. It does all work. I was actually surprised. Because this is my first time in, well, since I was a child, that I've built a Technic set. And even when I was a child, I only had some very small Technic sets. I know I had a little front loader, and I think a go-kart thing, if memory serves correct. A little red go-kart. But anyway, I've never built anything this, yeah, I'll call it tough. It was quite a tough build. It took me about 6, maybe 7 hours total to build it, and that was over the course of 2 evenings. So it's definitely the longest build I've ever done, but I did enjoy it, and I would like to get some more Technic sets. No idea where I'm going to display them. I'm rapidly running out of room, but there's no way I'm going to dismantle this, because that was, well, not anytime soon anyway, just because of the amount of work it took to build it. And all these pipes are all fiddly to do, and you've got to make sure you get them around the right way and whatnot. But it was an enjoyable build. It's got ages 11 to 99 on it. I don't know why they didn't just put 11 plus, but I can see an 11-year-old building this. They may need some help from an adult, but yeah, it's definitely a set that you wouldn't give to really young kids. It's far too difficult. But I enjoyed it because I liked the challenge. And I actually will admit, I do enjoy playing with it. You know, it's got all the turning wheels. It's the rear wheels drive the makeshift engine and makes the yellow pistons go up and down, which is a nice effect. Although I did make a few mistakes along the way that I had to rectify, like I put the differential in the wrong way around, so it wouldn't work. But yeah, this is I love it. I actually want the first one they did, but I can't remember the set number. But I do have Google open, so if you bear with me just for 2 seconds, I can Google it. I know I'll find it on Google. If I can find it on Google and just grab the set number, then I can search for it on Piron. And that's Nemo, you can hear. For some reason, he likes to meow like that right after he's eaten his dinner. I don't know why. I've got to find the one on... Ah, here it is. My cousin had this one. Because he had it, I do want to find it. What's the set number? 8862. So if I remember that... Just backspace it to back page to appear on. 8862, there we go. Yeah, but I know I'd have to fork out a fair bit of moolah for that. That's the one my cousin had. That was released in 1989 and came with 664 pieces. But yeah, that is definitely one I want, because there's a lot more... everything on this one's pneumatic. You know, the front loader, the stabilisers, or outriggers if you want to prefer to call them that, and the hoe itself. With this one, it's only the backhoe that was pneumatic. The stabilisers and the front loader were all mechanical, using gears and wheels and whatnot. So I actually think I'm going to save and try and get me that one, so I can put it with this one and we could do a future comparison. Anyway, I bet you're itching to see this in action, so I've got to remember the controls. I can remember the front controls. This one tilts the bucket forwards and backwards, and the one on the left side raises and lowers it. I've actually noticed with this one, this has actually got 2 air pumps. I don't know if it's because there's 2 cylinders either side, need more air. But all we do is flick a switch, and hope I've got it the right way. There we go, the bucket tilts forwards. I don't know if you can see that. And if we tilt this switch back, now I was having problems with this yesterday, it wouldn't tilt back, but for some reason it started to work all on its own. Right, so I'm going to lower the arms now, the loader arm. Yeah, I've just got that the right way because I saw it drop. So we'll just keep pumping till it comes down low enough. Ah, that's what I forgot to do. Got to put the switch in the centre position to close the valves off for this, both valves. Otherwise you'll get air trying to go to that, and as you would just saw, it would interfere. So I'm now going to flip that one up to the neutral position, as I call it. Hey, we have a random cat in view. Hello, Nemo. I think I got... There we go, we tilt that one forwards, and the bucket can tilt forward like that. And it's raised the front wheels off the floor, so I'm going to have to raise the arm a smidge like that. There we go. Put that in the neutral position now. So that's your front loader. That's your steering. Got a little light on the roof that you just use to steer it. So I'm going to turn it around so we can have a play with the backhoe now. Oops. Excuse me 1 minute. Come on, ain't come. Not enough room for you up here as well, unfortunately. Right. Now, the switch for the outriggers is up here at the top of the cab. And I can never remember which way is which. Now I got that round the wrong way. There we go. Down they come. Like so. Put that back into the neutral position. Now I've got 4 switches here to operate the boom. And I can't remember. I know the technical term for it to go left and right is called slewing. I think that's this one. Yep. That's the slew. Can bring it back centre like that. I can't remember what that one does. I think that's the bucket curl. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty certain that one is. Is it? No, it's not doing anything. Oh, that drops the arm. And that raises it. So I've got to remember, that one's to raise and lower the boom. I don't know what that one do. Ah, there's the bucket curl. Which means this one... Nope, that's the slew. That one should... Ah, for some reason that bit is getting stuck. I don't know why. I'm going to have to look into that. But there we go, that's to dig her arm out. Reached out fully. Wrong way. It's a bit too high now, isn't it? Can we lower that? There we go. This is pretty cool. I could play with this all day. That was curl, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the bucket curl. Yeah, I watch some YouTubers that operate one of these, so I've learnt a lot of the technical terms. This is cool. Just curl the arm up like that. I wonder if it's getting stuck because I'm going too far forwards with it. Could be. Hear this little hiss every so often where the air switches, because that's all these switches do, is just switching between two valves, which is exactly how hydraulics would work. And if you don't know the difference, hydraulic is fluid operated, pneumatics is air. So these are pneumatic. But it's the same principle. The cylinders work exactly the same way as hydraulics. You would just, on a real digger, there would be an oil pump for the hydraulics buried under here, and instead of 4 levers nowadays, there would just be 2, a bit like the control sticks on a video game controller. You know, you can just move them in all directions, and that's how a modern digger would work. So instead of having 4 separate levers, which I believe they did in the early days, nowadays, just the 2. And there might be a couple for the outriggers, or they might be foot pedals on the floor. But yeah, if you're interested in this sort of thing, it's worth looking up the videos on YouTube. Just got to tilt the bucket back. There we go. And for some reason, yeah, that mechanism up the top there, that one, that's the one that's getting stuck for some reason. One day I will memorise the 4 controls on here. See, that goes so far. Maybe it's a cylinder that's sticking, I don't know. I wonder if this could actually lift any. I'm going to play with this later and see if it lifts a weight. There we go. Into the park position. So, you know, a lot of them will go down the road with the boom like that. Yeah, there's 10 cylinders in total on this. Very good build. As I said, I did enjoy it. I'm still enjoying playing with it. So this is definitely going to have to go on a shelf somewhere, and I'm definitely going to get the 1989 model. I don't know how much it's going to cost me. I might have a little look on eBay. But I think a lot of other sets are going to be put on hold until I've got that one. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this little, well, it's probably the longest review I've done, because it's just such an awesome model. I love it. I just love how the whole thing is put together. Yes, it was fiddly. Yes, some parts were pretty awkward to do, but it was worth it. It's worth all the trouble. So yeah, if you like the video, please hit the like button. Any comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below, please. And don't forget to subscribe, of course. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye.